like you forgot. I call a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough.
Rascal Jamaican in the United States of America.
Ashensia, drop double R, fuck a beamer. Grass green, but me still hustle for make it greener. More cheese on my bread, it look like pizza. TVS, so cold, straight out of my freezer. I'm in a plate like the dealer. Top shadows and squeezers. In a top to bum bitch, my time feeders. Hot head, fever, top model, diva. Top bottles with the champion, handle the ball like Kyrie. Ivy, Benny, she decide. Lipstick, red like it's Ferrari. You gon' make me flash on a bitch like a paparazzi. I'm too fly to crash up, but fucking kamikaze. Shensia, drop double R, fuck a beamer. Like a shot like trigger finger, I'm a stinger. My outfit a murder, it's a felony. Bitches all in my business without an LLC. And I do this shit for practice. Son so many bitches, I might put them on my taxes. Caribbean Serena with the racket. I ain't going back and forth with bitches cause they ratchet. Them a real blood clot man muscat. Can't start beef cause the water run deep. I got the type of money that can put you 6 feet. Call myself to sleep in $10,000 sheets. Bitches look like lumps, say a graceless. Big game.
Very, very secure woman. Trust me. She's learned that quality matters more than quantity. She doesn't need a crowd to validate her worth. Her confidence comes from within, not from the approval of others. She's not afraid to stand alone because she knows her own strength. She's selective with her energy and who she lets into her life. She's seen the fake friendships, the drama, and the gossip, and she's walked away from all of it. She's built a life that's peaceful and drama-free, and she's happier for it. She doesn't need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. She's comfortable in her own company. She knows that true friends are rare, and she'd rather have a few real ones than a bunch of fake ones. Her small circle is made up of people she can truly trust, people who have proven their loyalty. She doesn't waste time on meaningless relationships.
What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel. And how was your week? My week was fine, thank you. Listen. This past Saturday, I was on TikTok and I saw a group of ladies talking about my situation of becoming an empress and the smear campaign and everything I've been through. And then they got into a deep discussion about colorism. Now, let's be honest, this whole thing I'm going through, the whole purpose was to make me lose my mind and stop thinking. People have asked me, why aren't you defending yourself more? Listen. The game is to get me off my square. And I'm not getting off my square. I got a goal here. See, that's the game, is to fall into their trap. Do you get it? And these people have to come together against me because they came together and stole my inheritance. So when you see these flashy outfits and shoes and homes, I paid for that. And they're fighting me right now because the money is coming back to me. Now, as far as colorism, I don't let that affect me, honestly. If a person doesn't like me based on my skin color, then that's their loss, not mine. That's how I look at colorism. I see colorism as pure ignorance. That's just my opinion. But I do understand that a lot of women are affected by that. And my advice to you is don't ever let colorism stop you. This whole thing was orchestrated to tear down my name. It's some organizations involved in this. That's a whole nother video. Like, how are you fighting me what God had planned for me? Please explain that. I need somebody to explain that to me today. These people put on a whole damn circus. And then they out here saying, oh, we have a tape of you. Oh, okay. I'm about to sue the fuck out of you. And that check you all are holding on to that you're unable to cash with my name on it, you better send it to my address. Or I can just have everybody house raided. What we doing? The countdown starts now. Now, you sat back and you had a lot of fun, didn't you? But don't you ever forget that I made you with my money. And I can say that proudly. And somebody was crazy enough to change my medical records. Now, when all these people get arrested, they gonna be crying, oh no, I didn't mean it. Nah, they don't want to hear that shit. It's too late. You all are determined to make it on the news. And you know what? I think you all are gonna make it. You all don't know when to stop. Crazy as cat shit. Now let's talk relationships.
I think that a lot of men's expectations are that way because a lot of women don't bring much to the table aside from, right? It's reality. A lot of women overestimate their personality. They overestimate how funny they are. They overestimate how engaging conversation-wise they are. When in reality, the best and most desired aspect of you is the. So I think a lot of times that caters to a man's expectations, unfortunately.
It depends, though. You're speaking to, I believe, a large percentage of men. But there are some men that graduated to a space where the sex is complementary. It complements the other things that you're getting. And the reason I'm getting excited to have sex with you is because we are vibing on a mental level. From an emotional sense, we are connecting. The part about it is that large percentage that I've been talking about pretends to be those other guys.
Let's be honest, if all you have to bring to the table is your vagina and an iPhone, you done already lost the game. Because what makes you more special? Excuse me, what makes your vagina more special than the next woman? What, you do Kegel exercises? The only thing you're guaranteed if you bringing your vagina to the table is you getting passed around by the homies. That's the only thing you're guaranteed. Now, some women, they don't mind being passed around. I mean, I don't get it. To each his own. Back when I was living in Michigan, one day I went to the bank. It was summertime. And I deposited a check and I was exiting the bank. And a guy, he was coming into the bank. And he had asked me out on a date. And I told him, I was seeing somebody. But he didn't care about that. He said, you don't recognize me? And I was like, who are you? And he said, look at my football jersey. I'm looking at the football jersey and he's twirling around. And I'm like, okay. And let's be honest. Women, we don't know the names of these football players. Anyways, the guy pulls out a whole bunch of money out of his pocket. I mean, it was a stack. I mean, women were looking at me like, you better get that money. But I wasn't interested because I wasn't attracted to him. He had like a beer gut. And I just wasn't attracted. Listen, I don't care if you're a celebrity. If I'm not attracted, I'm not interested. Celebrities are human beings like the rest of you because I'm an alien. No, seriously, I am. I had another encounter with Tommy Hearns. I was in Michigan again. And I was at a store getting a money order. And I was standing there waiting for the money order. And he walked in and he just stood there and stared at me. And you know how people stare at you so long that you start looking behind you? Yeah, that's what I was doing. I don't know if he wanted me to jump up and down and beg for his autograph, but I didn't. My father would talk to me about boxers and he would say you can always tell if they have brain damage by the look in their eyes. And I must admit, looking into Tommy Hearns' eyes was scary because you could tell that he's been hit a lot of times in the head. Anyways, now I live on the West Coast, and have I ran into celebrities here? Yes. And I see them at the most random places, like Bed Bath & Beyond. Celebrities love Bed Bath & Beyond, and that is a price gouging store. If you want a bag of candy from Bed Bath, that'll be $25. Their prices are ridiculous. The people on the West Coast are very different. I remember when I first moved here, I was like 2 months in, and I made friends with this woman. So one day we were having a conversation and I told her, I said, you know what? I got this business degree. I need to put it to use. Which are the best companies to apply for in the area? She said, what? I said, which companies are the best in the area? She said, but you're in shape. And I said, okay, what does that mean? She said, why aren't you in a rich man's bed? Now, I looked at her like she was crazy because I wasn't raised to be a gold digger. And she looked at me with disgust because she couldn't believe that I actually want to work for a living. Some of these women on the West Coast, they believe they shouldn't have to do anything. They don't believe they should lift a finger. That's how they feel. Anyways, let's move on. An interesting thing happened the other day. I was sitting at the table sorting out bills. And all of a sudden, somebody's fastly twisting on the doorknob. I'm like, So I grabbed the clip, popped it in the gun, and I'm sitting there waiting. Listen, I was taught to be prepared at all times, and I will always be prepared. You see, if I was a really friendly person right now, and I would invite everybody into my home and date a bunch of men, I would be dead right now. The group that's after me, they fucked up. You wasn't supposed to come after a chosen one in the first place, but you've done it to so many people and you thought it would be easy. See, this is what happens when you're greedy and you feel that you shouldn't have to do the work. This is what happens. At some point, you're going to get caught up in your own shit. Well, that's all I got. I'm Star, the real magician. Good night.